Hello viewers! Something different today. I am in the basement and look at this. This is my fridge and let me open it. Okay, so look at all the brews I have in here. I have red yeast rice wine, I have cheongju, I have makgeolli. So this is my fridge. It's too full. So what I'm doing today, I'm calling Drink My Fridge. I'm going to drink my fridge. This is a challenge that I just made up. I need to, the fridge is too full. I need to taste what's in there, find out what's good and what's bad. Some of it has been in there for a while. So I think this should be interesting. I want to taste everything that's in the fridge. So Drink My Fridge, I'm not actually going to drink every single bottle that you see there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sample one of each brew. So let me pack one bottle of each type. I should have 12 different brews in this fridge. So I'll bring 12 bottles upstairs and taste them for you. So Drink My Fridge challenge. That's what's coming up. Okay. All right, take a look at that. This is the Drink My Fridge challenge. This is one of every type of bottle that's in my fridge. I'm going to sample them today. I have 12 bottles. As you can see, quite a variety of brews here. I have 4 examples of red yeast rice wine. So I'll try those. This 82A and 86A, those are brewed with my own Naruk. So, 2 cheongjus brewed with my own Naruk. I have this especially old cheongju 66, and I have these newer ones that I haven't poured off into glass bottles yet, but I need to try them all. And for this to be doable, this is the size of cup I'm using, so it will be reasonable in the end. I'm just having a sample of each one. I'm not actually drinking the contents of my fridge. I'm sampling everything in my fridge. All right. Okay, I'm going to start off by comparing the red yeast rice wines I have, these 4 examples. Now these recipes are almost the same. I'll explain the difference in the recipes as I'm drinking them. All right, so here's 4 examples of red yeast rice wine that I've had in the fridge for different lengths of time. All right, for the first part of this Drink My Fridge challenge, I have 4 examples of my red yeast rice wine brews in front of me, and I will compare them. So so let me just run through these 4 and what the differences are between them. So first of all, the bottling date. So this first example I bottled 9 months ago. This is the second example I bottled 7 months ago. Third example I bottled 4 months ago, and the last example I bottled 3 months ago. So roughly the same recipe involving red yeast rice wine and Chinese yeast balls, except that for the second one, I didn't use any yeast balls. And for the last one, instead of the yeast balls, I used angel rice leaven, that packet of angel rice leaven. And this last one seemed to ferment the most out of all 4 of these in terms of what was left over after it had been filtered. All right, so I'm going to compare the aroma of these 4. So pretty similar aroma. Some of them are sweeter aroma than the others. So definitely the last one, the most recently bottled one, has the sweetest aroma. The first one is pretty sweet too. And they all have the red yeast aroma. Okay, so let's get into the taste. So this is the first one. It's bottled 9 months ago. So it starts off pretty sweet, goes into the red yeast taste quickly. Fair amount of alcohol. Okay, so I like that one. Second one, the second one has bitter taste to it. Quite dry. But bitterness pretty much beginning, middle, and end. So, and astringent aftertaste. Okay, this third one. Okay, sweeter, a little bit sweeter. Still pretty dry, maybe a little weak. Tasting a little less flavor, a little more watery than the other ones. Okay. And the last one, the most recently bottled one. Okay, more sweetness at the beginning. That just gives it better balance. So I like having the sweetness at the beginning. And it goes into the red yeast taste. So the first one, the last one are my favorites. I have to say the first one has the best flavor. So the one that was bottled 9 months ago, that's batch 85, that has the best flavor out of these four. So I'm glad I kept it in the fridge for 9 months. I know that traditionally the red yeast rice wine could be aged for years, so like for 5 years. I think it goes through some other processes though. So I'm not sure I'm going to try to keep this for 5 years. I'm probably going to end up drinking it before then, but it's good to know that it tastes good after 9 months, and I'm sure it'll taste good after another year or two. So it's good to make that comparison. And so these are the. So I just have to finish these up, and I'll move on to the next section of Drink My Fridge. So the next two I want to try are these two cheongjus, 82 and 86 here, 82A and 86A. These were made with my own Naruk, my homemade Naruk. They're 2-stage brews, cheongju, and they're the cheongju, they're the clear layer. So I'll pour these. All right, so we're comparing 82 and 86. And one thing you can see for sure, 82 is a lot darker yellow, and 86 looks like it has some tiny bits of carbonation and is lighter in color. So this one, 82, used twice as much Naruk in the recipe as this one. Otherwise, they're similar recipes, both cheongjus. So let's okay, so this has a sweet and buttery aroma. 86 has less of an aroma. Still some sweetness though. Okay, so let's taste it. Okay, so there's a lot of sweetness and flavor at the beginning. It's surprisingly buttery. I don't remember that. There's some bitterness at the end. Okay, so 86. A lot drier. Had a little harsher and still bitter at the end. Okay, so I should mention this was bottled 11 months ago, and this was bottled 9 months ago. So so this cheongju, almost a year old. This has the best flavor. Even though it has bitterness at the end, all that buttery flavor at the beginning, and has it's not as dry. It has more sweetness. This is better balanced. And the second one, batch 86, just a little plain and harsh. I don't know why it turned out that way. Okay, but that's very interesting. One thing you can tell by what's left over in the fridge, sometimes there's a sort of a natural selection. You end up with brews that don't taste so good in the back of your fridge. That can happen. So it's good to know that there are some treasures in the back of the fridge, not just rejected brews. So this is a good one. Keep my eye on this and bring it out for tastings for guests, because this is a tasty one. Okay, so this was batch 82A, still tasty after 11 months. All right, so the next two I want to compare are these quite clear cheongjus. These are made with supermarket Naruk, but they're very clear. This one, batch 66A here, was made with the Sugak method, and it's almost 2 years after bottling. And the next one, batch 94, this is about 3 months after bottling, and this is a nice dark golden color. This is a cheongju 2-stage brew that was brewed for 24 days. All right, so this is 66A, and this is 94B. 66A and 94B. So these are both very clear cheongjus, but this first one was bottled almost 2 years ago. So let's compare the aroma of these two. So this one has a fruity aroma, like ripe pears, like very ripe pears. This one has a nice aroma too, also fruity. So nice aroma. Okay, so 66A. This is a very light flavor. So actually taste. No, it's not diluted, but it tastes a little watery. and pretty sweet. So some alcohol, but not a lot. So that's sort of strange. Sometimes after it's aged for that, it gets more syrupy. That's not the case here. This tastes a little weak. Okay, so this is the cheongju that was bottled more recently, just 3 months ago. Okay, it has a drier initial taste. A little bitter aftertaste. I would have liked this to be a little sweeter. But there is more flavor in this. This doesn't taste watery. Okay, so not everything that stays in the fridge for a long time is going to improve. This was in the fridge for 2 years, and it tastes sort of weak. So that can happen too. So I'm going to finish these two. This is really adding up. I'm glad I'm using these tiny cups here, but this adds up. Having a tasting of 12 different brews all in one evening. You need to use the tiny cups. All right, I'll be back in a minute with the last batch of comparisons. All right, let's compare the last 4. These 4 were bottled in the last month or 2. They're the most recently bottled. And the cheongju is not so clear. The cheongju looks sort of cloudy in all 4 of these. These first 2, 96A and B, were made with some pear. 96A was made without any additional yeast. So 96A is wild yeast. 96B is wine yeast. 97A and B were made with different temperatures of juk when adding the Naruk mixture to the juk. So 97A was made with 45 degrees juk. 97B was made with 35 degrees Celsius juk. That's the difference here, but all 4 of these have cloudy cheongju. So let's pour these and have a taste. Okay, so for 96, I cannot taste the cheongju. One of the reasons that it's cloudy is that it's full of carbonation, and I'm going to taste this as wanju, not as cheongju. So I'm going to mix these up, let the gas vent a bit, and taste it that way. Okay, just in time. That's mixing itself up too. So I have some cloudy looking cheongju from 97A. Let's see if I can get 97B open and poured in time. Okay, that's mixing itself up too. So, but I poured those 2 in time. Now let's just vent these. Okay, these were bottled about 2 months ago, but I haven't vented them recently at all. So I'm going to have to be patient and let these vent before I pour 96A and B. Okay, that took some time, quite a lot of venting, maybe 15 minutes, just letting a little out at a time. And we're going to sample these as cheongju. All right, so this was bottled 2 months ago. This is just the pear makgeolli that was brewed with and without wine yeast. And this still tastes quite fresh, even though it's been 2 months. The kind without wine yeast has a more sour taste, but very vibrant. So that's actually a good taste. The texture is still a bit chalky, but the taste is very bold. And it is more sour, but that's the characteristic of it. It's alive and it's still very fresh tasting. So this one is the one with wine yeast, and it's a lot drier. So actually, in this case, I like the brew without any additional yeast. Just tastes a lot more fresh and alive, more vibrant. Even though it's more sour, it's a better taste. Yeah, so I'll want to serve my guests this one so they can taste something different, something nice and fresh and vibrant. And this one, I think I'll keep in the fridge a little longer. Okay, and then the last two, these look a little more clear now. They're more cloudy than they're more cloudy than the other ones, but this was just bottled a month ago. So these both taste pretty dry and a little harsh. But the aftertaste isn't bad. So not bad, but not the best either. Okay. And I have completed the Drink My Fridge challenge. I've tried some of every example of brew in my fridge. I've tried them all. And there were two clear winners for the red yeast rice wine. This batch, 85, definitely has the best flavor out of the red yeast rice wines. And for the cheongjus, this one that I made with my own Naruk, this one has a nice buttery, nutty flavor. This is the best out of all the cheongjus. So it was good to compare all of these. I completed the Drink My Fridge challenge, and I challenge any of my viewers who have a lot of extra brews in their fridge to do the same thing. It's a good thing to do every once in a while. Make sure you don't have any hidden treasures or hidden rejects in your fridge. Thank you for watching.